What's up, guys? So I wanted to film this no makeup look, everyday makeup. I'm not really sure what I want to call this. I don't use foundation. I stopped using foundation probably 2 years ago, and I am not a beauty guru girl. Like, so I want you guys to be patient with me. But the one thing I wanted to say is, in order to use no foundation, you have to have a good foundation. See what I did there? So, and what I mean by that is your skin itself. Foundation is usually used to cover up or to, to help with texture and help with blemishes and things like that. The older you get, your skin is starting to, wrinkle and lose some of its elasticity and things like that. To me, foundation just highlights those points, right? So you'll see in your smile lines, you start to get those lines there where the makeup just kind of sits inside and it makes it a little bit more pronounced, right? And so I learned to just use a few products. So for the last couple of years, I've only been using concealer, bronzer, contour, highlight, and blush. That's it. So that's what I'm going to use here. But also, in order to not use foundation, your foundation has to be right. And that's your skincare routine. Morning and night. I go to an esthetician. I drink my water. I don't do everything right. My skin is not perfect. But this is me unfiltrated because that's the only way to do a makeup tutorial. It has to be unfiltered so people can really see what the product is doing, right? I have texture issues. I have, spots that I need to clear up. I probably can do some color correcting, right? But my goal when it comes to makeup is to look like me, but in color. There are plenty of times when I go to wipe my makeup off at the end of the night and I'm like, I kind of look the same. I'm fine with that because I look a little bit more airbrushed during the day and then I'm just normal at night and I'm fine with that. Also, I'm learning, you guys can see I have freckles. I'm learning to embrace my freckles. And I, for years, didn't realize I was covering them up with foundation. So this is my take on a makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoy it and I'll see you on the other end of the tutorial. Bye. So let's get started. I'm going to put my hair back in this head thing here, headband, and I'm not sure where to start with. So I just picked up this Jelly Pop primer. I've never tried this before. You guys have probably heard about it all over TikTok and Instagram. I am not so much of a primer girl, but I do want to try this. I've heard such good things. And I don't know why I self-sabotage because I'm doing this prior to me going out of town. I leave tomorrow and I wanted to do the Jelly Pop primer. I'm going to try it today and just see how it wears. Now, also what I'm not sure of is what goes first. Sunscreen or then the Jelly Pop, but I'm going to go sunscreen first. And I do the Glow Screen by Supergoop. I'm going to add that in. It gives you a really nice glow. You guys can see here. And I'm using this color in Golden Hour. Now, I do like the Sunset, which I think is the best color for me, especially this time of year. But I just discovered this e.l.f. Whoa Skin, and I'm in the darkest shade, and that also gives me a nice little tint. So something about these two together, I like them. So I also like this a lot because the price point is a lot cheaper than Supergoop. However, fun fact, you can use Supergoop with your FSA dollars from your medical for work. So you guys get FSA money that you put up for medical expenses. You can use that for Supergoop because it is SPF. Same thing with this. I think this is like $10. This is more like $38. But at the end of the year, if you have funds left over, you can use that. So you guys see how it gave me a nice finish. So on my skin, all I had was my vitamin C, So I already prepped my skin. I had my vitamin C, my Pond's moisturizer. I use Pond's like an old lady, yes. And the Clarins Double Serum. That I already had that on my skin. So this gives me a nice little glow. Now I'm going to go in with the Jelly Pop primer. I think this has dried down good enough. I'm not a primer girl, so I'm not even sure how much of this to use. I'm going to put it on the back of my hands. I don't know what this is going to... Oh, it's clear. I'm not going to add much because I'm super afraid of it, guys. So I'm going to dab a little. It's very... Yeah. Okay. I'm going to dab a little and put that on. I've never used primer, but I heard this is really sticky. Now, this is my everyday makeup look. Oh, it smells like watermelon. So the young lady in the store told me that it feels just like the other primer. And if I'm being honest with you, I think she lied. There was only 2 left in the store, and I think she didn't want me to buy both of them. This is very sticky. And I'm not sure if this matters because I'm not planning on wearing foundation, but we'll see. So this is the primer. I use maybe a pump and a half. So there's the primer. I'm going to let that dry down a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with Hourglass Concealer, which is the color Teak. Now, I don't think this is bright enough. This definitely just gets right in my, my eye color perfectly. Now, fun fact. I don't use eyeliner. I have very oily eye biz. I don't use eyeshadow either. And I don't have dark circles. So this is me with nothing on. And I'm really proud that I don't have dark circles. However, I've learned when you put no eyeliner, people usually do this and put their eyeliner on. It's my scientific, non-scientific fact that I think that contributes to dark eye circles, right? The constant tugging and pulling on this delicate skin, I just haven't done it. So I don't think that I don't have dark circles because it's hereditary or I'm doing anything special. I really truly think it's because I don't wear eyeliner and never really have. I may have tried eyeliner 5 times in my life, but I think that contributes to not having dark circles. People in my family, under eyes are a little darker than mine. But I do use a moisturizer. I do use an under eye cream. I don't play about under eye creams. And I'm all into patches and cucumbers, the whole jive, okay? So that makes a huge difference. So we're going to go in with the concealer here. And I'm just going to do a few. And it's like, for me, it just kind of evens out my tone and everything. It doesn't really brighten up. So let's go in and put that in. You guys can see I have the mirror right there. The mirror's down below here. And you see it just kind of, works in, right? Let's do the other side. And I love it how it just lifts, right? Now, also what I didn't show you guys, I did my eyebrows. There's not much to them. I don't do a whole lot with that. I am going to lift them with some concealer a little bit later. And then I do use eye drops. I do use the Lumify eye drops. I love that. If you do suffer with, I suffer with like not the whitest eyes, I think that makes a huge difference when it comes to your efforts with your eye makeup and like looking like more clean and more vibrant, right? So after that, I'm going to go in with my concealer. This is the e.l.f. concealer. Now, I think they changed this concealer. This is supposed to be the matte formula. This is not the same. I had plenty of these. This is not the same color. I'm in the color, I believe this is the caramel, rich caramel. I can't tell. I'll put it down below. I think I'm in deep caramel. I'm going to do just a few little things like this one here. And I have a few marks up here on my forehead that I'm going to cover, right? I'm going to go down the center of my nose. And I'm going to do one dot here and here to just brighten my under eye. And then we're going to blend that out. Now, I like to do this immediately because this dries down really, really quick. But I'm telling you, they changed this formula. This is not what the formula was before. So, and I can't seem to find the original. That's the one thing I hate about makeup. I feel like they change the formula sometimes on really great items. And it's not for everybody, but, you know. I'm going to go down my nose and I'm going to cover up these spots here. Now, I probably could have used the Hourglass, but that's expensive. So I don't really want to use that one. Okay. So that's all done. Now I'm going to go with my contour, which is the Fenty Espresso in the matchstick. I'm going to go here, here. I'm going to go down my nose. And I'm going to go here and here. Okay. Now, what I wanted to do under my eye, I'm going to take the e.l.f. concealer, put it on the back of a It Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Dual Brush. This is for eyeshadow. I'm going to go right under the eye to give it a little bit of a lift. So I'm using the dome side to apply that, and I'm going to use the fluffy side here to blend that out. So see how that just like lifts the eye a little bit. And I am not a makeup girly. I wanted to show you guys my makeup routine. Is something I get asked about. And I don't like to lie. I think people think my skin is really natural. But I do have on makeup. I just don't wear foundation. So there's the lift there. And now I'm going to take the IT Cosmetics Soft Focus Sculpting Brush. And it kind of has this like edge. And we're going to blend out the contour. See that? I do have a new blush that I'm going to try as well. Like I said, I really think I'm self-sabotaging here, but I have a new blush that I'm going to try as well. But I need to wear all these things before my vacation so I would know how well they do in heat. I am going to Miami. So I'm going to bring this contour up a little like that. Now we're going to go down the nose. And I usually bring that over to my eyes to get a little bit in the hood of my eyes. Because again, I don't ever wear eyeshadow. I used to be an eyeshadow girl back in the day, but not anymore. Okay, so that's done. Now, the new blush. Hopefully this is pigmented enough. If not, I have another one. This is the Pink Me Up by e.l.f. Let's see how this does. I love the application of this. I've seen this a lot. You just kind of squeeze it in. The color comes out. Okay, let's see how pigmented it is. It's really pink. But I'm not sure if it's the right color pink. I kind of have something already on this brush. Let me wipe this brush off a little bit. Because I wanted to actually pick up the natural tone of this blush. That way, I've learned with blush brushes, if you use a very pigmented blush, it will just keep giving you the same color over and over and over again. So you can't really tell the integrity of the new blush that you have. Okay, I think that's good. So let's go in and blend that out. I think this is almost a little bit too light for me. I would have liked something a little bit warmer. But that's not bad. It's kind of a sheer. It's actually pretty. It looks really pretty on camera. Looks really pretty on camera. Okay. So here's a trick I got off from a TikTok creator. If I can find her, I will put her below. So she took her concealer and she went right across like that, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to create a line. And this really makes a really great like carving out of your cheek. I'm going to take another IT Cosmetics brush. This is Plush Foundation Brush. And just follow that line down. I may use the Beauty Blender to clean it up. See how that made like a carving out right there? You guys see that? So, what I didn't do is go back in with the Rihanna. And I'm going to go just do one little, like that, right? Not a lot. And put a little bit more contour down here to bring some color back into my face. Now, I don't know why she does this. I started doing it and I actually like it. I think it brings a little bit of dimension to the face. Then we're going to go with the Laura Mercier powder. And I'm going to do a little bit under my eye and where I put the concealer. So, tap there. Tap here. See? Up my nose. Powder that down. And I'm going to go here with it. Just whatever's left on the sponge. Just there, right? And I'm not going to bake. I feel like, I don't know, some people still bake, some don't. I'm not a baker, so I'm going to brush that off. So let's brush that off. I'm going to go under my eye and get that all done. Go down my nose. Okay. All right. Now I kind of feel like I want to go in with the blush again because I used a different blush, but I think I'm going to leave it alone. I think so. I want to go in with Format, which is what I use for a contour. Sorry, as a bronzer. And this is also another brush here. I'm not sure who this brush is by. I'm going to dip it into my Format. Format is by MAC. It is a blush. So I'm going to use this. And I was using this as a bronzer back in the day. I don't think I really realized. It has its own level of like pigment. So I think the sheer blush looks just fine. Okay. And then we're going to go in with the multitasking powder from Sephora. I hope I'm doing okay for my first beauty tutorial. And I'm going to just powder down. Now this, some say it's powder foundation. It's not. It's a multitasking smoothing powder. It's a baking powder. And it has buildable coverage. But I mean, I don't know how much coverage you're going to get as far as foundation. So I use this to just kind of tone everything down a little bit. So I'm going in with my spray, Caudalie spray. And this is not a setting spray. It's just like a beauty elixir. It gives like a glowing skin. So when I use a lot of powder products, I try to put the moisture back into my skin. In the winter time, I do use the e.l.f. Foundation, but very little of it. So let me spray this down. Whew. And it gives you a nice glow. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to go in with the Fire Opal from Haus Labs. This is hard, guys. Like, I don't know how these beauty girls do this. This is so difficult. So I'm going to go down my nose because I'm still that girl. And I'm going to go to the sides here and here. Right? Give you a nice glow. I just have always been a glowy, like when strobing, you guys remember strobing, like a strobe highlighter? I still love highlight. I think it's so beautiful if it's placed right, okay? But this is really difficult. So I am not a lash girl. I love mascara. I use the Panorama Lash from Maybelline. And I'm going to put that on. And I'll come back. Okay, so I have my mascara on. And I think I do a pretty, let me get in close. I think I do a pretty good job with my mascara. If I could not wear lashes, I choose not to. So on my lips, I'm going to do the classic nude lip, which is Chestnut Liner from MAC. I'm also going to go in and fill in my two, I call them beauty marks, but they're freckles, here and here. Sometimes also because I have freckles, you guys have probably heard of strawberry makeup. I forgot to run, again, I am so like scared of this video. I run it across my nose to get that strawberry makeup effect. And that's when you look like a strawberry because you have freckles and it's like pink, right? So there's that. And we're going to fill in. I usually just darken it because it's already there and I just kind of help highlight it. My Cindy Crawford mold. I use Dubai by NYX and just smudge that out a little bit. Okay. And then I use London in the middle to give an ombre